Thank you very much for the invitation. So I'm Serena Pontoglio. I work in the Energy Efficiency Unit, and my head of unit, Paul Otten, is excused. He wanted to be here, but he's been now in some exciting meeting at the Council about Brexit, so he's excused. But the good news is that he's going to join you for a cocktail and dinner later on. So you will also have the opportunity to challenge him on some questions. So I've been asked to say a word about the 2030 target and then to try to focus on the issue of where we are now and how to get back on track for the 2020 target. So I will not go beyond 2030 in my graphs and in my speech, but just a short word to say that if you are interested, tomorrow the Commission will adopt a strategy for long term, and so you will have a communication and more than 300 pages of staff working document about that. So this is just a teaser to invite you to check our website tomorrow to have more to read on that subject. So, but the 2030 target, I think, since I have short time, the only thing that I'm going to say is about, okay, what is this target about? Is a 32.5% reduction of what? Just to explain, so this percentage that was negotiated with colleges later following a proposal for the Commission to go for 30% basically means that we have to reduce final and primary energy consumption projections by this share. But if we want to report it to a more understood number, which is, for example, statistics about consumptions in 2005, this lines means that we have to, by 2030, to reduce consumption by 26% for final energy consumption and 20% concerning primary energy consumption. I think this is, this is just a technical message, but it's always good to repeat what this number means. So we had projected in the past that consumption would, if we don't do anything, if we don't do policies, consumption would have been increased. Now we are in a situation where consumption has gone down since 2006. We can see there have been some ups and downs, but basically the trend was a trend of reduction up to 2014. And after that, what happened? So we've seen now that we have 3 years of constant increase of primary and final energy consumption, and in 2017, for the first time, we are off the track, the linear track to achieve the 2020 target. So now I take out 2030 from the picture, and I'm just focusing on 2020. So when we start, every year we monitor consumption. So we do some technical analysis, we do the composition, we use a similar methodologist that in the IEA that we have developed together with JRC to see where consumption is going across sectors and across member states. And basically what we have seen is that in the last 2 to 3 years, consumption has increased in every member state. So we cannot say, okay, it's just France and Germany, so it's just a trend in some countries. No, it's everywhere. With different levels, but it's a general trend and it's a global trend, as it was confirmed by the IEA analysis. But there are also differences regarding sector. The sector that is most responsible for the increase in the last 2 to 3 years is the residential sector. Second, because we have observed an increase of plus 7.4% in the residential sector. The second sector is transport. Industry is fairly flat, and we have observed also an increase in the services or commercial sector. And if you're interested, I will have a link at the end of my presentation. We have done some analysis, a workshop with experts in May this year, and we have published a report which go into the details of the knowledge and information that we have about what could be the causes for such increase in different sectors. So we looked at, of course, for the residential sector, one of the main reasons was climate fluctuations, because 2014 was a fairly warm, a year where there was a fairly warm winter, and in the years following that we had colder winter, so that's why you had the spike. But of course, this is just one of the explanatory causes, and we cannot hope that we will have warmer winters in the next year just to put us back on track. But there are several technical factors that can help us understanding, but there's also a lot of unknown of factors or reasons that we don't know that might be related to policies or to other factors that we were not able to anticipate or to address properly. So what we did, besides doing analysis, we have also at Commission, we have started with the alarm bell and saying, look, we are, the trend in consumption has been reversed in the last years. We are at risk of not achieving the EU target. What can we do? So we have convened member states in a dedicated task force, first to present the analysis and to raise awareness and to share our analysis and to also have some feedbacks from experts in member states to know if they have observed the same trend at national level, what they were doing in terms of analysis and also in terms of response to that. And we met with member states first in September, and the second meeting was this morning. And what we did, we tried to discuss possible measures that could have, in the remit of energy efficiency, that could have an impact in the short term. So we proposed something from the Commission side, and we heard also from member states in case they had in the pipeline some new measures or measures that were planning to intensify to address the issue of being off track. And basically, this is a work that is still ongoing. But from the Commission side, I think also we had a lot of feedback from member states regarding the need to, better implementation in some areas, because for some policies there were delays, or there were also some difficulties that basically postpone a little bit the achievement of the savings in the pipeline. So this basically could make us expect that some policies will deliver more in the next years than what was delivered in the past. But again, this is, I mean, there are some expectation from that, but still probably not enough to bring us back on track. And from the Commission side, we are also putting more efforts in the implementation and the enforcement of Article 7, which is one of the most important elements of the Energy Efficiency Directive. And we see that there are some countries that are underperforming compared to others. And so we are in a dialogue to see what are the bottlenecks, what are the issues. And also we have identified some areas in relation to better spending funding that is available, and also improving market surveillance for what concerns eco-design and products. So we have proposed some measures in this area. And we will continue work in this field with member states. Thank you very much.